Must study ice. Two ends of the earth, north, south. Two disciplines, science, art. One goal. Must Study Ice joins the North and South Poles and the worlds of art and science. The artists, women working in the Arctic, cross genres, cultures, and artistic goals. The women of Homeward Bound embrace leadership through science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and medicine research and education globally. Bringing together boreal art and austral words offers a means of closing the gap between closely related but disparate pursuits, introducing us to the tenuous ecological balance these women articulate. Nature sustains us. Nature sustains us. Life is raw nature, bigger than yourself, beautiful, immense, powerful, but to be fulfilled, be purposeful. Protect nature. Nothing could have prepared me for what I saw. It was so vast and unspoiled and utterly enchanting. It changed my life and my teaching forever. Antarctica is both silent and full of sound, empty and crowded, both wildly dynamic and simultaneously exuding a kind of solid, stoic, ancient age. For me, this was instrumental in my realization of who I was, or who was hiding within myself. In the middle of the Antarctic summer night, there is a certain quiet in the light, a sense of calm, a sense of smallness. Antarctica just gave me the time to reflect on myself. I found I've been growing a deep connection to the universe, to mountains, their inhabitants, the rocks, ice, and waters. For me, science has been a path to spirituality.
So I explain it in English. Okay, so it's the first time I hear the belugas talking. Actually, I have three kinds of feelings. One is it feels like it's some ET talking in the outer space. It's the first impression. And the second one is like feels like there is a Disneyland underwater.
A which?
Under the water there is a Disneyland.
Disneyland?
Yeah, they're having fun, like having the roller coaster and screaming, but in a happy way, and talking to each other, and it feels like they talking to their mom and say, okay, I want to play this, and I want to play that, something like that. It's a happy noise, something like that.
When I see whales, I think of them as being these beautiful, peaceful, soft beings, but it's just like utter chaos down there. Like it's not that, at least to my ear, that's not what they feel. They're like just going, like it's busy, 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 and loud and crazy. Yeah, that's true.
Connect people with the wonder of nature so that they want to protect it. Become an environmental warrior. Use your science background to be the voice for nature. It is visual above all, but also auditory, tactile, and completely soulful for me. My connection to the ice is deep and meaningful, and has had an impact on me as a steward of the earth. Witnessing, truly demonstrates the forces of nature. Antarctica has energy that is all around you. The night is both reflections from the light and from your mind as you ponder the enormity of where you are, how far you are from that other world and your family, but how safe you feel with these other sisters and this nature surrounding you. Beauty happens with or without us. Bright blue felt both cold and ancient, creating masterpieces in the icebergs and along the raw edges of the cliffs where glaciers had calved. It was both wondrous and calming, like this beauty happens with or without us every night. Breathtaking and like nothing else I've ever experienced. The vast scale, unbroken landscapes stretching towards forever. The colors, endless shades of whites and blues. Antarctica is both silent and full of sound, empty and crowded, both wildly dynamic and simultaneously exuding a kind of solid, stoic, ancient age. Must study ice. Attention to that loss of ice and permanent snowfields is a loss of habitat. Science has been a path to spirituality. It's the awe and wonder, and not the exclusion, that guide us to deeper connections and self-insights. I am a geographer, which means I am interested in where things happen and why they happen in that place and not somewhere else. I also look for the connections between places. A map of the world's oceans that has Antarctica at the center and shows how all the oceans actually interact with one another highlights the fact that what happens in one place on Earth impacts everywhere else on Earth eventually. As a geographer and data scientist, there would be maps, but also charts and graphs, data visualizations, both spatial and non-spatial. Portray it upside down with Antarctica on top to challenge the common perception. I am a water specialist that focuses on providing water services and resources to people living in developing countries. Being able to see the most pristine water sources of the world redefines the abstract idea of the water cycle. My discipline is public and environmental health, working specifically with water. It is important to relay how events that are seemingly distant are impacting or can impact them directly. I have a much better understanding of the water I swim in. I see more clearly that it is the values that we hold in common that shapes the way we seek our goals in the workplace. And recognizing that lets me focus on what is important in acting for nature and social justice. It is an inhospitable place that is also fragile, and a place of great otherworldly beauty. It is a place where you come face to face with your limitations and strengths, bond with others over shared experiences. Such wild power. It totally diminished my sense of my own space and place in the world. I am so tiny and inconsequential in this huge, wild, dynamic place. Scientists are trained to keep emotions out of their work, but the work of understanding and communicating what it really means to every one of us how the climate is changing cannot be divorced from emotion. Visiting Antarctica has given extra urgency to what I do as we are heading into climate disaster. Dreamers and doers. Things I had watched or read about were actually right in front of me, and it was on me and this magnificent team of dreamers and doers to do what we can to help. The voyage to the Antarctic was only part of the Homeward Bound program. The real benefit, I believe, is the international women in STEM collaboration and long-term networks the program provides. In the middle of the night, you feel a peace from the energy of the day, learning, listening and imagining, exploring, seeing, and being. The never-ending light of the night is magical. The colors, unreal reflections upon what you had imagined was a white landscape. The night is both reflections from the light and from your mind, as you ponder the enormity of where you are, how far you are from that other world and your family, but how safe you feel with these other sisters and the nature surrounding you. What do I deeply care about? What needs to be done to make a positive change in these areas? What skills do I already have and need to develop? How do I need to change my life situation to be in a position to make this difference? Who are other people caring about the same things? How do I connect to them and work for them and together with them? This was a big mindset shift for me. Now everything seems possible, especially given the support of the Homeward Bound network of like-minded people. There is a type of power in women convening around a common cause, the sense of togetherness, of sisterhood, of our unspoken knowing as women, connecting us to something ancient and unspoken. I now know better than ever what I am fighting for during these negotiations. Being on this leadership journey and feeling the strong connection with Mother Nature while I was in Antarctica also started my spiritual awakening. Look at leaders around you and see how they adapt to different situations. It may not be the person who you see as the best leader from whom you may learn the most valuable lessons. To inspire, enable, facilitate a pathway for kids and their associated adults to first understand the issues our planet faces, and then to find their own way to start to take action, make that action visible to others, and then escalate their actions. I take every opportunity to talk not just about my personal research, but also what it is like to be a woman in STEM, to all ages, and about the Outreach Initiative. I have also seen a style of leadership come about that recognizes the value and full potential of others, seeks to be more curious about difference and different opinions and ways of working to my own, and with a deep focus on team building and creating safe space for creativity and authenticity to be in operation. A primary school teacher friend said to me when she invited me to speak, "You are ordinary." What she went on to explain was that to the kids, I was an ordinary person like them who had dreamed of doing science and going places, and that inspired them to think that they could do the same. The intensive interactions we had with an isolated landscape and with 100 other women with similar mindset. It was like someone tapped me on the shoulder and told the explorer in me, "There it is now. Off you go. What you have anticipated your whole life has arrived, and now there is no more time to waste." Become an environmental warrior. Use your science background to be the voice for nature. Now seen, you cannot unsee it. Collaboration and nurturing is what the world needs now, and that those with STEM backgrounds will play a critical role in providing. Find that piece of passion where you want to make a difference, and be open to opportunities as they come. You often know or feel that you need to change, or something isn't quite right, but sometimes you're unsure what to do. Be open to change. Take a little bit of considered risk, and see where the path takes you. There is a type of power in women convening around a common cause. Even without the cause, the sense of togetherness, of sisterhood, of our unspoken knowing as women, connecting us to something ancient and unspoken. The program created an incredible culture of supportive collaboration, with the idea that we all shared a common love for this planet, and were all working in our own ways to care for it and bring about shifts towards greater sustainability and equity. Art can do this. Art can do this, draw us into places we may never go. Antarctica is a continent that connects one with uncertainty, and it is up to us to notice the emotions, feelings, thoughts that arise and where we feel it in our bodies. Colors that are not yet described, hues of what you think you know, but when you try to understand them, the futility of the task makes you shake your head and just be in the noticing. The colors tell a story of an iceberg's history. They generate a deep sense of cold, calm, silent dignity, depth, and serenity, and at the same time, a kind of unknown, unknowable wildness. That duality again. An amazing spectrum of blues, turquoise, pewter, lapis, smoke, flamingo, midnight, sea monkey, death red, awe at the beauty and power of nature. We are all Antarcticans. We are all Antarcticans. A healthy, functioning Antarctica is not only incredibly beautiful, it is crucial for planetary health and all of us. Its vastness reminded me of the importance and power of Mother Nature, and how we are all connected, even with this faraway, freezing white continent. You breathe. The smell of salt and nature and fresh air with no hint of industry. Nature is the only industry here. It fills your lungs and your stomach and your heart, your eyes and your brain. You feel it fill you up like you don't need food. You know you are in the lungs of nature. You breathe in the air the whales exhale. You breathe in air caught in ancient ice from before the world became industrialized. You breathe in the air of the wild, the free, the true nature, the way the world should be for all living creatures. You breathe in and cleanse your mind, soul, and airways of the pollution you have unknowingly been breathing in your whole life. And you breathe in the dreams of the other homeward-bound women and all the others that have come to this place before to protect this place for future generations and for the nature of this planet.